Welcome to Sex Ed with DB. I'm your host, DB. Let's get into it. Ever feel like the wellness landscape is missing something and that conversations are very one-size-fits-all? And that the conversations don't necessarily apply to your experiences? Hi, I'm Dr. Cassandra Dunbar, the host of the Be Well Sis podcast. Be Well Sis explores everything from hormonal health to aging to relationships and everything in between. The Be Well Sis podcast is your home for insightful conversations with incredibly inspiring women from all walks of life. Join us every week and tune into an episode that is crafted to help you thrive physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The Be Well Sis podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. Be Well Sis.
Hello, everybody. I hope you are doing okay, despite the world continuing to fall apart around us. But today, we're talking juicy tea about getting back with your ex, which I fucking love this question so much. Thank you so much to the anonymous listener who wrote in asking if they should get back with their ex. I, of course, am DB, sex educator, pleasure expert, and rom-com critic. And who hasn't had at least one, question mark in their brain of, should I text them at 2 a.m. moment, right? Like, we've all been there. And we're answering this question because this past week's Rom-Com Vom is It's Complicated, which is one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. We got Meryl Streep, Alec Baldwin, Steve Martin, Lake Bell. And she, spoiler alert, has an affair with her ex-husband. And if you haven't heard that episode, it is amazing. I talked to Nicoletta Heidegger, who is the creator and host of the Sluts and Scholars podcast, and she's a marriage and family therapist. So I get her opinion on the whole shebang of the film. And if you haven't heard that, pause this and go over there and listen to It's Complicated. But right now, we are going to talk about, should you get back with your ex? If you are someone who has thought about this, right? Like, maybe you have ran into them at a party. Maybe they just started like sliding into your DMs or liking your stories again. Or maybe you're lonely and it happens. Listen, I literally am lonely right now just because I'm recording this. I'm a very social person. Don't judge me. Okay. Let's not judge each other. But we should normalize this urge, right? Like, you guys, you and your ex, you shared a bond, right? They know your weird cackle. They know your sushi order. They know what you look like when you orgasm. So it's tempting to revisit that comfort, especially if you haven't quite filled that emotional or physical gap. But here's the tea. Wanting them back does not necessarily mean that they're good for you. It just means you're human. And aren't we all? So here is kind of the next 10 minutes. We're going to go over like what you should be thinking about if you are horned up and you're wanting to hook up or get back with your ex. Number one, you want to ask the questions, right? Ask some questions before you actually text them or answer their DM or reply to their story. Number one, you want to ask yourself, why did your relationship end or your situationship, right? Did they move, or did you both need time to grow? Or was it toxic? Or was there cheating or manipulation or not respecting boundaries? So, number one, why did it end? Number two, have things changed? Like, actually changed since the last time that you were together? Like, not that they, just started therapy 1 week ago or read one self-help book, but are they different? Have they improved their emotional capacity? The next question, do you trust them? Like, if it ended because there was a break in trust or a breach of trust, that's important to think about. Like, your body, your heart, your future, your mind, your soul. Do you actually trust them to care for those things? And are you going back because you're bored or you're lonely or you're horny? Again, no judgment. But those aren't really great long-term decision-making vibes. So if you've answered no or I don't know to any of those, that's probably your sign that like they might not be the best person to get back with or to hook up with again. However, if there are some green flags that I'm going to read right now, maybe it is worth revisiting because there are true scenarios where people grow, they heal, they come back stronger. So here are a few of those green flags. If they took accountability for what went wrong in the relationship, maybe you both take accountability, those are green flags. Excellent. Excellent news. If you've both had time apart to actually grow individually, if it ended because you decided that you just weren't compatible and you needed more time to become emotionally intelligent, or they needed that time, that is a green flag if you feel like that is different. If you both feel like you're in the same direction now, if you have the same values, same goals, communication styles, if you're looking for the same things, that's really important in a long-term relationship if that's what you're looking for. And if you're not just recreating the past and getting back into old habits, but you're actively trying to build something new with this person, it might be a good idea to think about it, right? Like there's obviously a difference between hooking up with your ex and getting back together with them. So if you're just trying to kind of hit and quit, both of you, that's fantastic. And if you're on the same page about that, that's great. But if you are thinking about a real relationship with that person, it is important that you consider these things and you proceed with caution. You really communicate the shit out of everything. You take it slow and maybe just like consider again, like, why did it end? How is it going to be different? Kind of final thoughts here. This is a risk, right? Like, if you know that your relationship with this person didn't work the first time around, it's possible it won't work the second time around. You have to be honest with yourself. And even if you guys have love for each other, it doesn't mean that you are a right fit. And so just to remember this about yourself, you deserve safety, you deserve joy, you deserve sexy, healthy, hot love and sex with someone who fully shows up for you in every capacity, whether it's your ex or not. If you have a burning sex or relationship question, hopefully your physical urethra is not burning and you don't have a UTI. But if you have a question, go to our link tree and click on the Ask an Anonymous Sex Ed Question button, and you can end up on an episode of Sex Ed with DB. If you love this podcast, also give us that rating and that review. And finally, don't text your ex unless you have shared this episode. That's your homework. If you want to text your ex back, you got to share this episode with a friend who would benefit from this. Thank you all for listening. I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye. Our creator, host, and executive producer is me, Danielle Bezalel, aka DB. Our producer is Sadie Ligi. Our communications lead is Catherine Cohen. Our music theme is by Hook Sounds. Thanks so much to our featured guests, partners, and listeners. If you have a rom-com you remember from growing up and want us to cover it on Rom-Com Vom, submit it to us by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and leaving a comment on Spotify. Want to partner with us? Email us at sexedwithdb@gmail.com. For more sex ed content, follow us on Instagram at sexedwithdbpodcast. See you next time. Our creator, host, and executive producer is me, Danielle Bezalel, aka DB. Our producer is Sadie Leegee. Our communications lead is Catherine Cohen. Our marketing coordinator is Alex Bateman. Our music theme is by Hook Sounds. Thanks so much to our featured guests, partners, and listeners. If you have a rom-com you remember from growing up and want us to cover it on Rom-Com Vom, submit it to us by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and leaving a comment on Spotify. Want to partner with us? Email us at sexedwithdb@gmail.com. For more sex ed content, follow us on Instagram at sexedwithdbpodcast. See you next time.